Flat pattern drafting, a tutorial, dart manipulation. If you are following my tutorials for flat pattern drafting on my website angelakane.com, you will now have a basic block and the sleeve block, and you will have created a fitted bodice block, all to your own measurements. Here are a few ideas to show you the process of using the fitted bodice block creatively. I have printed and cut out my drafted block, but you will have yours drawn to your own measurements on some pattern paper of some sort. If you haven't got around to drafting your own block, you will find this example on my site angelakane.com, a free PDF, so print it off and play around with it. You'll get an idea of the technique and the potential. I'm cutting out the dart portion, and this is a good idea for your blocks as it makes it easier to trace. When you are finally happy with the fit of a block, trace it onto card, as it will be getting plenty of use. So this is our block cut out. I've left these narrow darts on the slanted CF and CB lines, as we may be placing these pieces on a fold. All the darts shown can be moved around, and this video will give you a taste of what can be achieved. Closing the darts will create a three-dimensional object. Let's get these darts taped together. See how the shape is formed. I'll cut these open again. To move the dart position, we slash into the pattern just short of the true bust point. And the same with the shoulder dart. We manipulate the darts around this pivot point, and this ensures that the measurement around the bust will stay the same, and therefore the fit won't be altered. Let's move the shoulder dart to the side seam. Again, slash into the bust point. Then, when we close the darts as before, the end result is the same, but we have changed a design feature. We could add the fullness to the centre seam and perhaps make it a pleat or a gather instead of a dart. We could move the dart to the armhole, or have the dart coming from a point just above the waist. We could separate all these pieces for a colour block garment and lose all the shaping in the seams. I'll just tape up all these slashes and perhaps have a princess seam by cutting right through and rounding the seams a little. We can do exactly the same on the back. This time our pivot position will be around the base of the shoulder blade. As with the front pivot being on the true bust line, the back pivot also needs to be on the widest part of the pattern, which is the measurement we need to protect. The bottom of the shoulder blade is about halfway between the across back width and the bust line. We can get these measurements from the basic draft. In this case, the bust line was 8 1/4 inches below O, and the back line was 4 1/8 of an inch below O. Midway will give us a pivot point. So we can move these dart lines anywhere we choose. A little overlap along the line is okay. So taping up our slash lines again, let's use this method to create a back yoke with the shaping in the yoke seam. We now have our two separate pieces with integrated shaping. This is the principle of designing using the flat pattern rather than the draping or moulage method. Draping is only practical if you have a dress form and, more importantly, one that fits you. See my next video where I take this technique further. Join my site for the tutorials on producing the basic block, the sleeve block and the fitted bodice block, and all to your very own measurements. Thank you to everyone who has written to tell me of their success with drafting their own blocks. Check out my reference page on my site for inspiration. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep up to date with my tutorials and patterns. Thank you very much for watching this video.